Alright everybody, so welcome. So in this particular tutorial, I'm going to be sharing with you how you can easily create a platform in which you can create a documentation for your project. For example, if you go to this website called w3school.com, and then you will have on the left hand side your menu. If you click on it, and then you have this documentation on the right hand side which you can read, cut, copy, paste, and also it gives you an option to put in the HTML code or other code necessary. So that's example number one. So example number two would be there's another website called Tutorial Republic, and then the same concept. You click on one of the menu option, and then based on what you click on, you will get this documentation over here on the left hand side, along with in which you can add a code for your HTML, JavaScript, PHP, so on and so forth. So this is just like a code that you could put in so your programmer friends like yourself can copy paste it and easily incorporate that into your particular project. Hey guys, welcome to Code with Mark, where I share helpful videos to help you become a professional web developer a lot faster. If you are interested in learning how to become a professional web developer a lot faster and learn technologies like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, PHP, MongoDB, MySQL, and others that are going to help you create amazing, awesome web development app, do consider subscribing to the channel. So that is something that we are going to be working on it, and I have been working on this for a while, and the way that I have created it, I think you're absolutely going to love it. So let's jump right into it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you an example of a finished project, and then we're gonna go walk through it, how we can create it, and then we'll look into the code. And obviously for you guys, I will provide a link in the description in which you can click on it to download this whole project file. So let's take a look at it. So what I'll do is I'll just refresh it and make sure and we have a clean slate. There is no preloaded content, so on and so forth. So I'm gonna click on it one more time, reload it, and then on the left hand side, just like over here, I just made it a little bit bigger with the boxes around it. You click on it, and then based on what you click on it, you will get appropriate content, whether it'll be a text, code, so on and so forth. So if I click on this, you will get this, so on and so forth. And then the beautiful thing about this particular platform, whatever URL that you see over here, you can literally copy it, paste it into some document, or share it with your friend or your colleague or whoever you want to send this to, and it will give that person this particular location just to show you. So if I open up my, let's say, Edge, and come over here and then paste it here, this is obviously a different browser, it will take me to the same destination as compared to if I was on a Google. So let's say I want to look at jQuery. So I'll copy this URL, go to Edge, I'll just open another tab, and then here, and then this is the code that I will see. So it is pretty powerful, and when you will see how easy it is to create this powerful platform, the system, you'll be blown away. So let's just create a brand new documentation for another website that we have, and we'll show you how to do that. So go into the admin side of it, and then you have only two options. One is you can add another one. Second is you can view all the ones that you already have. So what I'll do is I'll just click on add, and then first thing, what it will do is like you will have to enter in a name of the documentation. So in this case, what I'll do is I'll just type in code with Mark doc, help doc. And then for your URL, you can put whatever you want. Obviously, use a URL friendly character, which means letters and numbers only, no special characters, so on and so forth. So what I will do is just type in code with Mark doc. All right, and then after doc, and after this, what you do is if you want to add, let's say, these different options, so what you do is click on this add item, and then you will get this nice looking box in which you can type in the item name. So in this case, we'll just call this doc 1. As you probably noticed that when I type something in here, it will automatically update the name over here, which will be the list of items you have. And as we move through it, you will realize how powerful this is. So let's say if I type in 1, 1, now we have 1, 1. If I take it out, then you have only 1. And then just like your document URL, you can also specify whatever URL that you want to give this particular documentation. And this documentation, or item for that matter, this URL will be whatever you see after the hashtag symbol. So what I will do is I'll just put in doc1. And then this is where the beautiful part of you writing your code comes in. Unlike your other Readme, like for example, is one of the famous one out there where a lot of programmers and coders use it, but it's not the most user-friendly for people like yourself or people who just want to use it, copy paste, so you don't have to understand or learn another language just so you can create a documentation site. So in this case, what I did was I made it very simple. If you can use Microsoft Word, you could literally use this. So for example, let's just say let's call this is my first help doc 1, 2, 3, so on and so forth, right? And then from here, as you probably noticed, if I type it away or hit enter, the documentation part right over here, the text editor, it increases or decreases based on what you're typing in. So let's say if you want to add a code to this particular item. So what you do is you click on this semicolon, and then this part will come up, and in here you literally cut and copy and paste it in here. So what I'll do is, and then also you have the option or specifying which one it is, so you can, whether it be HTML, JavaScript, CSS, PHP, so on and so forth. So what I will do is I'll just copy this just to show you, literally cut, copy, paste, and then paste it in here. And because this is HTML, I'll just click on save and low and hold, and here it is. So in here, I'll just call it, this is a basic HTML template. All right, so that is the end of that item. And if you're happy with it, all you do is just click on save, so on and so forth. And just to give you an example, I'll click on save, and then this will come up as your new project. And I could just click on this, and this will take me to this. And now we have this particular doc1. If I click on it, it will come up and give me. And you'll probably notice it has the same exact look and feel what you have seen here. So what you see and what you type is what you're gonna get over here. So if you wanna format it, let's say make this a different color, or bold, make it bold. And if you wanna make it a different color, you can make a different color. So here is red, save it, come here. If I refresh it, now this will become different color. And at this point, what I'll do is I'll pause and make you just watch this, and you probably are gonna be blown away. You'll be like, holy crap. I mean, it's literally that easy. And we just created one item. So let's just create another item. So we'll go up here, click on add new item, and then we have item 1 over here, and item 2 over here. And then in this case, what I'll do is I'll just put in like doc 2. You could literally type this, whatever you want to type it. And I'll leave everything in here. So what I'll do is I'll just go over here. Actually, what I'll do is I'll go, let's just say tables. So I'll just copy this and I name it here, name this in here as well. And as you can see, I literally am just copying and pasting it, and I'm not doing anything else. it makes it that easy to create documentation site for your project. And then I'll just come here, copy this, come over here, add this. And also just for your convenience, in case you're like, hey, I'll work on this documentation, I don't want to keep on, keep going scrolling down, so forth. So what you can also do is these arrow things, if you click on it, it will give you a full real estate of your screen, so that way you could just focus on this particular item and then continue typing away, making edits, so on and so forth. And then also, I feel like, okay, that's great. And if you want to go back, you click on this again, it will take you back to the main screen more than here. And then if you want to add any emojis, you can click on this emoji little button, and then you will have options of all different kinds of emojis that the internet has to offer. And I'll just put the 100 in here. And then if I want to change the size of it, I'll come here and just make it a little bigger. And then you can use different fonts and then different headlines. And if you want to add a, let's say, headline, and then you can change size. And then if you want to add a table, you come over here, you insert table, how many tables you want, page break, pretty much anything you can use your Word document, you could do it in here. So what I'll do is, before I click on save, if let's say you have all these items in here, and then you're like, oh crap, I want the bottom one to be on the top. So what I'll do is I will just create another one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. As you can see, as I type it, it's going to count the number of items, and then it's going to rearrange them in the order. So right now we have 5 items. So if I click over here, and let's say, for example, I accidentally clicked on it, like, holy crap, I don't want this anymore. I could just click on this red X, and it's going to tell you, are you sure you want to remove? When you click on this, are you sure you want to remove your item 5? If you click yes, it's going to delete it. And then I'll just delete this as well. And now if I go back in here, right now I only have 3 items. You click here, now we have 4, so on and so forth. So what I'll do is I'll just make this 5. And let's say I want to take this bootstrap, make it up top, or make it here. So this will be the first one that's going to show up on my menu. Then we have doc 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So here we go. So this is it. And now we go over here, and as you can see, it is the same order. So we got bootstrap, table, doc 1, item 4, item 5. I want to move it here. Click on save. I'll just refresh it, and then boom, there it is. So if I click on this, here it is. And then also there is, we probably noticed it, a feature in which if there is a whole bunch of items in here that your visitors are looking at, the options you have for your Readme doc or your documentation site, you can literally type something in here, it will filter for it. So let's just say I want to type for doc 1. As you type, it will find the closest match to that particular search, and it will do that and show you that. So in this case, if it's doc, then you go over here, and then we'll show you that, and then you could just delete it, and it will take all of this option and put it back in here. Makes it easier for your visitors to look at it and view it, and also makes your documentation look amazing, powerful. So having said all of this, so now that you probably are like blown away, you're like, holy crap, this is pretty damn amazing. And as you can tell, it literally took less than 30 seconds for you to come in here, create this amazing professional looking website or a documentation site in which people can easily follow it. And then that's that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to look at how many different tables, because it does require a database side of things behind scenes. So let's take a look at the database structure. So in here, we only have 2 tables. One of them is called doc, another one is called item. I know, you're like, holy crap, all of that is handled by only 2 tables. That's right. So let's look at this doc table first, and in this doc table, we have the name, URL, which is the most important thing, and then you have the ID, and then when it was created, so on and so forth. And then for your item, this is where all the meats and potato goes, which is your item name, your URL, your whatever text that you put in here, what time it was created, and then which order number it is going to be showing. So that is that. And now if we go back to our admin side, and what you do is, so what I did was I'm using XAMPP. I will leave a link in the description for you if you are not sure how to use XAMPP. So if I go over here, let's say XAMPP, and this is the very first one link that was going to come up, and you could download it, your XAMPP, which will make your regular computer a web server. I will leave a link in the description how to install it, how to get up and running in no time. It's very simple. If you have installed any software in your computer, you can literally just breeze right through it, and it's going to take you less than maybe, I don't know, depending on the size of your computer, how fast it is, maybe less than a 30-second or something. So I won't waste too much time on that, but it does require, and that's that. And then within that particular XAMPP web server, I have this folder, and then within the folder, this is the path to the admin side. And what I will say is I didn't bother going into creating it, making it secure, because this is just like a example to show you how you can utilize this code into your project and make it powerful for you. But if you guys feel like, hey, it would be nice to have a secure login where you would have to put in your name and email address and password to access it for your admin side, let me know in the comments, and I will look into maybe creating a course or something like that if you guys are interested in that. So that's why I left it in there. But if you want to, like, this is right now we're insecure. So if I go to my admin side of things, I'll just go away over here, and then I can access it through here as well, just to give you an idea. So that is that. And if I want to look at all the different docs that I've created, and there it is, and what time frame it was created. If I want to delete it, I can just click on there. It's going to confirm it. Are you sure you want to delete it? I'm going to say yes. In this case, I'll say no. And then if you want to edit it, you click on this, and this will rearrange your not rearrange, rather it's going to bring back to give you an option to edit the doc that you have. Put it in there along with the elements. So that is that. So let's move on to the database structure side. So like I said, there are two tables, and then now what I will do is I will go over the structure of the folder. So we have our database folder, in which has this particular file, which is just your regular database file, which is going to be this right here, and you can literally just import it into this. And how do you do that is you create a database, and then you come over here, import, and then you click on the choose file, navigate down to wherever you have that particular file. In this case, it'll be in this folder. And once again, you can literally download this whole project file folder and save it into your local hard drive, and so that way you can access it. And then we have our index file, and then within this folder we have some libraries which is required, and then we have routes, which is talking to your PHP, and then this is where the views are. Views are basically what you see and what you get. And I think for right now, what I'll do is I will just open it up just to give you an idea of how it is, but not going too much depth into how each of these things are created, but just to give you an idea. So right now, when we look into the admin side, what routes you need, where they are, so on and so forth. So for your admin side, if I go over here into the routes, I have two folders. you probably guessed it. You got your admin side and then you get the client side. The client side is this thing right over here. And then for your admin side is when you log in, you create it, view it, and all that stuff. So let's look at the admin side. You will only see one particular route. A route is basically where you go and make edits, make adjustment, and delete it, so on and so forth. And that would be this part right here. So if I refresh it, click on edit, add, and then if I go over here, add, when I click on save, this is where this particular part comes in. So just to give you an idea, and we'll go into how these functions are created, because this is the function in which you can use to create a connection to your database, which is right over here. So you would need a connection. So what you do is, I have included everything in there for you. So if you just copy this whole folder file into a directory and then paste it in here, and all you really need to do is just create a database into your PHP admin like this, and include the tables that I did, which would be this, and include this file, and it will run perfectly for you. And then you wanna explore, you can go through each one of these files. I think this will help you out better understand it. But if you have followed any of my previous video tutorials, you are gonna be like, wow, this is pretty standard mark structure of creating projects. So I think for right now, I'm not gonna go too much into it, but I want you to explore these routes, files, or folders. But if you have any questions, you feel like, hey, it needs some clarification, create part 2 of this. So talk about the code, and I can definitely look into creating that book. But for right now, I think this is gonna be the end of the tutorial. And once again, if you feel like there's something that I missed, let me know. And also I will leave a link in the description for you in which you can download all of these files into your own project. And once again, if you have any questions, leave them below. Or if you need to get in touch with me, you can go to Code with Mark and then click on contact, and here leave me a message here, and then it will get to me, and I will do my due diligence to get back to you in a timely manner, because I do get a lot of messages, like a lot of messages. And if you're interested in taking any of the courses that I offer, you can click on this course button. It will take you to my store in which you could take these particular courses. So that's that. So, all right, guys, so I hope this was helpful to you, and I will see you guys in the next video with another amazing tutorial. So without any further ado, as I always said, you know what I said, right? Happy coding, and also don't forget to get your gift. The link will be in the description for you, and that link will help you get to your coding level a lot faster, which will be the next coding level. So happy coding, guys. I'll talk to you later.